Have you heard of slow living? How much would you like to just slow your life down? Today I wanted to share with you this process that I've been going through since the lockdown. I guess the best way to say it is I have joined the slow living movement and have been making big changes in my life to make it happen. The fact that it's taken me 2 years to do it means I'm getting into the spirit of things because getting used to it and making the necessary changes has indeed been slow. Now I've heard it being called many things. The slow living movement, the slow lifestyle, the unbusy movement, just take your pick. The idea is one and the same, making a slower, more meaningful approach to life every single day. To live a simpler life with a focus on relationships and peace of mind. It's all about finding the joy in simple pleasures. How wonderful does that sound? So by now you're probably thinking, yeah, sounds like something for retired people or rich people or people who work from home and don't have that many things on their plate. Well, I totally disagree. I think anyone can slow their lives down if that's what they need. And I would also say that people who lead busy, chaotic lives probably need it more than most, wouldn't you say? As a society, we have been taught to be active all the time. And that time we aren't using to do something is time wasted. And the hustle culture used to be a thing, not that long ago. People would glorify it by posting pictures on their Instagrams of them working overtime, like it was a goal to be pursued. Then came the pandemic and everything changed. People realized how pointless overworking was, how we aren't meant to waste our lives living in chaos to tick all those boxes someone created for us, or worse still, for someone else's profit. And that used to be me, even though I had been a content creator for a while before the pandemic, I still had that hustle mentality. I worked every day because if I didn't, I felt guilty, like I was wasting precious time. I was always doing something, anything, as long as it meant not standing still. And then lockdown came and all came to a screeching halt. At first, I didn't quite know what to do with myself, but then as time went by, I realized, like so many others around the world, that we all just needed to slow down. And that's how I came across the slow living movement. It focuses on simplicity, minimalism, mindfulness, and sustainability. Just a slower lifestyle and a deep belief that faster isn't always better. Now, there is a lot of information out there on ways to live a slow life, but I'm going to tell you the principles I adopted for my own life that have really made a difference. Now, I guess the perfect place to start is by actually slowing down. And this can be easier said than done because today's world is all about working harder and faster, about always being on the go. There is a lot of pressure with jobs or school, from our friends and our family. Everyone wants something from us. It's overwhelming to say the least. Slowing down means stop saying yes to everything that's asked of me. To create a schedule for my days that is actually doable, instead of overscheduling just to be able to cram in everything I want to do. To make time to stop and rest and recharge my energy in whatever way I need. By taking a nap or walking my dogs or simply by taking a deep breath, And it all came down to changing my daily routine. From one that would fit everything in, even if it meant rushing and exhausting me, to one that makes me happy to face the day. No multitasking, okay? From starting the day relaxed and energized to ending it peacefully to make sure I get a good night's sleep. Also, practicing patience. Okay, here's the thing. I am the least patient person I know. I want it all and I want it now, as Queen would put it, and I have no tolerance for things like delayed gratification or stuff like that. So you can see how much I needed this, right? And how much I struggle with it. But being impatient is the complete opposite of taking my time with things, of leisurely and patient actions. It brings me stress and anxiety and all things I am trying to avoid by living slowly. So it really needs to change. I'm working on it. Next, slow living means acting less in more time, which is the complete opposite of everything we've been taught to aspire for, right? But be honest, how has that worked out for you? It's about stopping competing with others about who does more, or in my case, who gets more views and more subscribers, and about focusing on doing things with passion and complete focus. It's about prioritizing the important things and devoting more time to them instead of just going through them quickly and moving on. And I find that the overall results are much better because it allows me the time to deal with these important tasks much more thoroughly and without stress. And since I dedicate enough time to the important tasks, I also need to spend enough time with myself, my best friend, the one person who has been with me from the moment I was born, that will be with me to the day I will die. Social interactions are, of course, very important, but time spent with myself is by far the most valuable. Not only does it allow me to disconnect from everything that surrounds me, it also gets my creative juices flowing. I meditate, I journal, journal, I listen to music that inspires me, I make my quilts, everything and anything that fills my soul with joy. Because slow living is all about doing things with joy, intent, and purpose, to find happiness in the little things and to be present in all moments. To do things with intent, instead of just mindlessly going through the motions. And the more I engage and take pleasure from the simple moments, the more I want to do it. It just makes me so much more happier and relaxed. It makes me so much more positive. It really does. Like, for example, every time I go to the farmer's market to buy fruit, I can either roam through the stalls and buy fruit, any fruit, or I can enjoy the process. Just going from stall to stall, looking at all the wonderful fruit, smelling all those amazing scents, imagining how it will feel to eat that fruit, engaging in small talk with vendors, just really enjoying the moment. Do you see what I mean here? The difference it makes? What all of this means is to be mindful of the moment. When I'm eating, drinking, working, playing, whatever it is, I do it slowly and purposefully and try and take as much joy from it as I possibly can. From the flavors and the feelings and the sensations, I try to enjoy it all and take my time with it slowly. Now, this may sound a bit of a cliche, but nothing says slow living quite like being in nature. When I go on a walk in the woods or by the ocean, it's like I can feel time slowing down. I'm listening to the birds and the rustle of the leaves or the waves crashing in the sand. I'm enjoying the nice, clean air and feeling the tranquility. It's really easy to get immersed in it, and every time I feel like I'm slipping back into old habits, it's what I do to slow things back up again. Next, the one thing that is often overlooked when we live hectic lives, which is to sleep more. Now, I've always needed lots of sleep, it was something I never compromised on, so I didn't really increase my sleep hours when I joined the slow living movement, but instead, I made sure those hours counted more, by creating a night ritual that relaxed me, by removing anything that may disturb my sleep. Well, except for the cats. I still sleep with my cats, and yes, they wake me up sometimes, but they also contribute to making me feel relaxed and peaceful as I sleep, so it's a trade-off, really. Okay, this next one was a bit of a life changer for me. I stopped participating in unnecessary activities. Here's the thing, we do a lot of things we don't want to do for other people's sake. And sometimes those people aren't even particularly important to us. But if you're anything like me, you were just brought up to be polite. And doing things we don't want to do for other people kind of comes with that package, right? Well, I just stopped doing it. Now I make a list of the things I have to do and prioritize them by order of importance. And anything that isn't on the top 10 of that list goes out the window. For one thing, I gain so much more time to do the things that really matter, like important things or for hobbies or for resting. For another, it keeps the anxiety away because now I only do things that have meaning to me, It also means I'm being intentional with my time, not wasteful. And let's face it, there is so much time we waste on things that don't matter or on worrying about things that may never even happen. And this is where it all comes full circle, because by living in the present moment, I am making each second count. I'm making the most of it, meaning I have more than enough time left to do whatever I need and do it slowly. Right now, I can honestly say that thanks to living slowly, I enjoy about 80% of everything I do in my life. And I'm still working on getting that percentage higher. Now, from where you stand with all the things you have on your plate and everyone that expects anything from you, it may sound like a hard, if not impossible thing to do. But it really isn't. All you need to do is to decide to start immediately. Pick one or two things you think will be easier for you to change in your daily routine and commit to that change. Soon enough, you will be looking for more things to add. Life really is too short to waste doing things that don't bring us any pleasure or peace of mind. The pandemic has taught us that, and I'm doing all I can to make sure I don't forget it. That's it for me today, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.